Welcome back to the Garden with Joe and Holly radio show. Happy to have you. Long time for your garden questions, our garden answers. You got a question, send it on over to gardentalkradio@gmail.com. That's gardentalkradio@gmail.com. Or you can give us a call toll free, coast to coast, anytime to 1-800-927-SHOW. That's 1-800-927-7469. All right, Holly, I use a lot of mulched leaves in my garden. I have a problem with ticks in my garden as a result of doing that. This is quite bothersome here in Kansas City. Almost makes me not want to use leaves in my garden. Do you have any tips regarding that?
So ticks are not fun.
We had, Summit Responsible Solutions has a tick a spray that you can utilize around your garden and around your property. And we had him on, what was his name? Bill? Was that right?
Oh, yeah.
I just go to responsiblesolutions.com. Summit is the company, and they have a lot of information on their website regarding ticks and other insects and controlling them, and the products in which will control them because they're tried and true and tested products. Next question here. Can I take granular fertilizer and mix it with water to hurry it up for use? Bought that kind this year instead of the water mix kind. Not sure how much to use. Thanks. Love your show here in Southern California.
So with that being
First
said,
of all, thank you. We don't have a terrestrial radio station out there, but they do gather it on either YouTube or podcast platforms.
Right. So most granular fertilizers can be dissolved into water. You just want to make sure that it's water soluble.
Right.
So it's designed to be...
There are some that it will not work.
Right. So there are some that will not work. They're not water soluble. So you want to make sure that it is water soluble, and then you can, add it to the water. I would approximate the application rate. So I wouldn't mix a whole batch. I would figure how much, say if it says 1 cup per X amount of square feet or whatever, I would approximate that, add it to the water, make sure it gets broken down, and then apply it to that area. I wouldn't mix it all together at the same time.
So to be clear, you just can't throw any fertilizer you bought on sale in water and it'll accelerate the use. It doesn't work that way. It will say on the bag somewhere water soluble. Otherwise,
if you're not sure, you could always go to the website of the product.
Non-water soluble granular fertilizer is designed to release nutrients slowly over time and may not dissolve in water, and that they are typically applied directly to the soil. Water-soluble fertilizer is formulation to break down and dissolve in water, making them ideal application through irrigation systems or backpack or foliar spray. So be aware. There's nothing wrong with applying the fertilizer to the soil. Working in the granular, yeah.
Yeah, but some people might find it easier to apply it with a liquid or something like that. But it's simply just a matter of spreading it around and then watering it in as well. Right.
All right. Best amendments for my garden. It's not draining properly. So we talked a little bit about water issues in the second segment with soggy plants plants like soggy soil. There's number one answer is add compost. If you've got clay soil, compost will naturally start breaking the components of that clay down. There's a lot of nutrient in the clay soil. It's just so locked up and dense that the plants can't access it, and the water holds it just is very wet. Compost, aged chicken manure, horse, sheep, cow manure, well-aged will do fine with this. Organic additives like chemical-free, seed-free grass clippings, composted leaves, add leaves in the fall, just mound them up literally like a mountain of leaves through your garden. And by spring, they will have broke down or compressed about 50 to 70%. And then you can plant around them, move them back and plant amongst them. Or if you choose to till, you can work those leaves into the ground and they will begin to break down and break apart that soil, and accessible drainage will be available. So, shredded leaves is a great source. Now, the manure, if you get manure, you want to be careful where that source is. What was the animal fed? Is it killer compost? That type of thing. You can look up killer compost. Essentially, the farmers spray chemicals on the fields in order to kill broadleaf plants. It's not toxic to...
It's not toxic to the animal. They eat the broadleaf sprayed plants. It doesn't get broken down in their digestive system or even while it's curing or aging or whatever it's called. And then when you use it as fertilizer, it does affect certain plants, especially... is it like
broadleaf.
Beans?
Any broadleaf,
broadleaf vegetable. So you want to know the source of what's being fed to those animals if you're going to utilize the manure.
Now, some people will say coarse sand. You can add sand to your garden in quantities in order to get more of a breakup. Perlite is a lightweight volcanic rock that helps increase soil drainage. Vermiculite is another lightweight mineral to help hold water, so you want to be careful which one you get there. Gypsum, you can add gypsum to help do that. Other things is just mulch. And if you,
you can use a raised bed.
Raised bed is the other option. Straw bale garden,
yeah. So there are options for this particular situation.
Just because you got the problem doesn't mean there's no solution. We've got many options. You have to figure out which one best suits you for your situation and your finances and the commitment you're wanting to put forth. You can spend a lot of money and do it a certain way, but if you're like, I'm going to go play golf instead of garden, really has served nobody any purpose except for the people you bought the stuff from.
Yeah, and you want to be smart. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is.